I don't know. It's wild. Aaron Rodgers looked like you teach me to play football? You teach me to football? Yeah, I'll teach you to football. Yeah, I'll teach you to football. Just don't eat me. That's Aaron Rodgers looked like he forgot how to play quarterback. Dude was missing open throws. He was missing open targets. 3 interceptions, all by rookies.
I think they're all in the red zone.
All in the red zone. Well, one wasn't in the red. They weren't in the red zone, but the ball was.
Yeah.
But 2 of them were on the goal line, basically. I said, imagine not watching the game, not knowing what's going on, and just looking at the box score and seeing Aaron Rodgers targeting David Bakhtiari, intercepted by Aiden Hutchinson. You'd be like, what? What the hell is that? Yeah. And it was bad. That was the worst game I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers play.
Oh, for sure.
He was throwing fits. And it makes me happy. That's what he was doing on the field, looking like a big kid who got his toys taken. It's good. Hey, Aaron Rodgers, right here, buddy. I hate Aaron Rodgers. I respect him for what he is, but I hate him. He's a douche canoe. And I am excited when he fails. If that's like the epitome of hate, then sure. Call me Buck Nasty. Hate. Because I am Buck Nasty for Aaron Rodgers. The guy looked terrible. He looked old. He looked stupid. He looked ugly. It's hard to explain. Obviously, the injuries played a factor.
Yeah.
They lost Bakhtiari. They lost Aaron Jones. They lost Romeo Doubs after like the first play of the game. So that doesn't help when you're already dealing with an offense that doesn't have the most talent, that doesn't have many weapons to go to already. When you lose probably your 2 biggest weapons in that offense and your left tackle, it's probably not going to look great. But, man, Aaron Rodgers looked like shit.
Tied his career high, 3 interceptions. That... Man, I don't even. It's a mix. It's a combination of a couple things. Cambodia being one of them. Shout out to young Chris. I gotta get used to it. I apologize for anybody who's new here. Chris has changed his name up on us. But the combination of the injuries and experience on the Green Bay Packers side, which go figure. That seems to affect the way teams win games, huh?
Yeah.
Having some injuries and experience, your wins are hard to come by when you're dealing with that, huh?
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, Detroit Lions been doing that all year. But nonetheless, though, I can't fully say that's the reason why when I've seen this defense, or I saw the defense, I should say, yesterday, just be as opportunistic as it was. I mean, even Derek Barnes stepping up for Malcolm Rodriguez when he got hurt, landing a sack, you know what I'm saying, in his first,
and a pass break
serious snaps. Pass break
with his noggin.
He had that, yeah.
He said,
100%. He had that big 4th down stop too at the goal line as well. Maybe it was 3rd down. I'm not 100% sure. But
Barnes, AJ Dillon in the hole.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. AJ Dillon, that was tackle was on too. Damn, that makes it even better.
1-on-1 in the hole on the goal line. Basically, it was 3rd down.
Yeah.
It was a huge stop.
Yeah. Derek Barnes stepped up huge yesterday. Obviously, Kirby Joseph did what he did because it wasn't just the interceptions too. You brought up the tip pass that he had that would have been a touchdown. Was that to Lazard on that play?
I believe so.
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter.
They all stepped up. They all showed out. Aiden Hutchinson, to have the wherewithal in that moment to grab that interception. Obviously the ball was kind of right to him. That was a shit throw by Aaron Rodgers. You're not supposed to throw across your body in the NFL. Doesn't matter if you're Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes. It's never a good idea. Bad things tend to happen.
Yeah.
You saw one of the most accurate quarterbacks, a guy who's notorious for not throwing interceptions, throw a pretty shitty interception. The fact that Aiden Hutchinson, out of all people, was the one to catch it. This dude's I don't know. I'm not gonna. I was gonna say lucky, but no, it's not.
It was a good play.
Yeah, he's a good play.
He read it. He read the Bakhtiari sneaking up. Bakhtiari was wide open too, by the way.
Yeah, he was.
If Hutchinson didn't make that play, that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
There was nobody near him.
Yeah.
And Hutchinson read that.
It was a shit
fell
throw.
Off the pass rush, and made a nice play on the ball.
My boy Malcolm was on his way too. If they didn't catch it, Malcolm was about to catch that boy too.
And Malcolm, I texted him after the game to see what the update on his
checking
arm.
Out today.
And he said he won't know until later today. But hopefully it was nothing too serious. You saw that they said it was a hyperextension during the game. He came back in, had the arm sleeve on. It was still bothering him. You could tell he couldn't wrap up, couldn't make tackles like he'd wanted to. I saw him, miss a tackle, and he grabbed his arm a little bit. Obviously, he's not going to give that excuse, but you could obviously tell it was still bothering him. And Derek Barnes stepped up in his absence. Yeah. Derek Barnes stepped up and made plays. Derek Barnes went for 12 total tackles, a sack, and that pass breakup with his forehead.
Well, 12 tackles with the assist. You got to include the assist.
That is 12 total tackles.
I know, but when you say
solo tackles.
Yeah, but when you hear tackles, you think of like actual tackles. When you look it up, when you said that initially to me, I was like, "What are you talking about?" He had like 5.
12 total tackles.
Yeah, but sure, whatever.
That's what they're counting as.
I'd say 5 assists or 5 tackles and 8 assists.
It would be 5 solo tackles.
Put up to Chris.
So I want to say I don't want to be negative here, but I feel like it was a combination of both the Packers playing bad and the Lions defense playing great. This was the best performance I've seen from the Lions defense this year, no doubt. But I think part of that was the Packers being bad. Like, you saw how many times did the broadcast say this receiver is running the wrong route or Aaron Rodgers threw a bad throw. Now, granted, the Lions defense did make great plays from time to time. They made sacks, they made interceptions, they made all the good defensive plays that you wanted, stopping the run very well. But at the end of the day, I think it was also just a really bad Packers game too, and I don't want to read too much into it.
Yeah, it was the Packers played terribly, but give the Lions credit because they were opportunistic. They took advantage of the opportunities that were given them. They didn't drop interceptions. They made plays. And although the offense struggled mightily, the defense won that game for them.
Well, I want to say this too, because one of the things heading into the game for like Packers fans and analysts, they're saying we need to get back to running the football. You need to get back to getting the ball in Aaron Jones' hand and back into A.J. Dillon's hands, and it's going to naturally open things up for these younger wide receivers, which, yeah, that philosophy makes sense. Only problem is, we did pretty well against the run. Now, they had 106 yards rushing overall, but 40 of those yards came from Aaron Rodgers on a scramble that was well past the play clock, by the way.
Yeah.
That was 100% delay of game.
They had a lot of those.
Yeah. Yes. And the first couple of them, because I understand at the end of the day, you guys see me right now, obviously, in the Honolulu blue hat and jersey. I'm a Lions fan. So sometimes when I see stuff like that, I'm like, well, maybe that's just like the fan of me, like, wanting that to be true. But that on that particular play, that 3rd and 17, by the way, I can't lie, it was kind of nasty. Pump faked Anzalone and Barnes.
Yeah.
With a little like
that was a nasty fake.
He was like 10 yards out past the line of scrimmage too.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers on 38, 30? Oh, he might be younger than that. I don't know, but he runs better than Jared Goff still. But nonetheless, no, we stopped the run, and they were forced to have to like
38.
What do you say?
30? 38. Yeah.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers' age?
Yeah.
But no, the defense really still did well. You know what I'm saying? I think they did really well against the run, which kind of forced a lot of those passing situations. Now, there's some questionable Campbell calls that we're going to get to later on in the show. But I still think the defense showed up, despite you could bring up the injuries if you want for the Packers, which very well are true. But I've seen Aaron Rodgers make bum receivers look good his entire career, if I'm being quite honest with you.
Credit to the Lions because you guys brought up, I believe Spencer has said it a lot. I'm tired of the Lions I'm tired of the Lions supposed to win and not winning. Like, when are they going to be the team that takes the opportunity, takes advantage of the moment, rather than just be a team that's just performing to their expectation or below? So when you put it that way, you're right. You got to give more credit to defense.
And what have I been notorious about all year?
Being ugly.
That too. But defend the Glen, baby! I've been saying this defense, young, inexperienced, and not talented. But now we're starting to see these young guys on here that Brad Holmes did take high in the draft. I should say, like Kirby. But even Derek Barnes showed up. That's another Brad Holmes draft pick there. Aiden Hutchinson, that's another Brad Holmes draft pick right there too. Like, we're seeing them learn the game better. And we're seeing it affect games now. Yeah. I'm saying, again, it was never an excuse when I told you these things. It's just a fact of the matter. They're dealing with a young, inexperienced team on top of the injuries that they had too. That's another thing too. You want to bring up the Packers injuries. I could bring up some Detroit Lions injuries. I'm talking about stars too. But Tracy Walker, DJ Chark, Josh Reynolds, Romeo Okwara, Big V, Quintez Cephas, Malcolm Rodriguez.
But 80% of those were, 90% of those were already known before. We were talking about injuries that happened in
for sure. But that's forcing us to play then our inexperienced guys or practice squad guys. Like Shane Zilcher's brother got moved up to play wide receiver yesterday. I didn't even know he had a brother until yesterday. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just... It happens, but when you're dealing with that, the Packers are a perfect example. Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Fame quarterback. The dude's great. He's been great his entire career. But when you have a team riddled with like the inexperienced guys, you're going to struggle a bit. That's just the reality of the situation. You can have like guys that are like stars like day one, but that's few and far between.
Yeah.
That's why stars are rare to come by.
Yes. Yeah, it's you need guys to step up. Pressure makes diamonds. And when you're under pressure like that, when you're forced into the starting lineup, you either sink or you swim. And we see some of the Lions players swimming. We see Kirby Joseph.
Yeah.
Dude's doing the backstroke out there. Like, he's swimming. You know, he's playing well. And Malcolm Rodriguez, same thing. He was somewhat. I mean, he won his position. Yeah. I don't want to say he was forced in the starting. He forced the hand of the coach
for sure
to put him in the
coach. You heard it, Hard Knocks. He didn't want to give the
but
starting.
Still, it's these young guys are stepping up for the Detroit Lions, and they're looking well, and they are improving as they get more playing time and more opportunities. So I'm excited to see where these young guys can grow. The potential and that core of our defense built around guys like, obviously, Aiden Hutchinson starts with him. And then you look at Jeff Okudah, Josh Pascal, Kirby Joseph, Malcolm Rodriguez. We have pieces that we can start to build a defense around.
You gotta give them some time to get coached up. You really do, because it's not like a situation where they're dealing with like good veterans to teach them these roles too.